I had a little heart that my son had made for me. I remember sitting in my bed and the hearts were on a shelf across from me, and I would sit there and stare at those hearts. I had no idea what he had written or drawn or anything, but I knew he had made them for me. And I would just sit there and stare at them and go, I have to do this. I have to get through this. You figure out what your priorities are and what you have to do, and you make it happen.
One of the hardest conversations I had was to tell my children that I had breast cancer. And there were so many times that I wanted to just give up. But I wanted to live, I wanted to fight it, I wanted to beat breast cancer.
One of the things that's gotten me through this is encouragement. Everybody needs encouragement regardless of where they are, what they're doing, what space they're in. And encouragement really does help people get through whatever they're going through.
When I was diagnosed, I was only 24 years old, and obviously that's a really pivotal point of life. I found a lump when I was visiting some friends. It was totally life-changing. Kind of all of my plans and ideas totally dead stopped, and cancer became my main priority.
April 16th, 2016 is a day that I'll always remember. It's a day that I received a call that many women would never want to receive. My physician was calling to let me know that I was diagnosed with an aggressive form of breast cancer. My treatment included 4 months of chemotherapy, 1 year of hormone therapy, and 8 surgeries over the period of 24 months.
I was diagnosed in December of 2014 with HER2-positive breast cancer. My treatment included chemotherapy, a year of immunotherapy, and double mastectomy and breast reconstruction. My journey did not take the normal route that many people's journey takes. I suffered some severe complications during my treatment. I've had 11 surgeries. I was in and out of ICUs. I was in a coma for 3 days. But through all of it, I knew I was going to make it through all of this.
2018, I had a word of reflection, which was trust. And by the end of 2018, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I've had 5 surgeries. I was sick with pneumonia, and I had cellulitis. But through it all, I always had people that were rooting for me and praying for me, and there was absolutely no way that I could fail because of all the people that were supporting me. I just knew this was something to conquer, and I just put that on my list so that I could check it off.
I had no family history, and since being diagnosed, I did a complete genetic workup, and I also don't have any genetic mutations. Obviously, being so young and not having any of these other pre-existing conditions, we wanted to treat it as aggressively as possible. I did 6 rounds of chemo alongside hormone therapy, Herceptin and Perjeta, since I was triple positive, and I did that for a year. I also had a double mastectomy and breast reconstruction.
During the breast cancer journey, I learned to be an advocate for myself.
You are your own best advocate. You're the one who lives in your body every day. You know it best. So if something feels off to you, raise those concerns, advocate for yourself.
I am now very passionate about advocating and helping others with breast cancer. I am being called to educate and advocate for others who are undergoing breast cancer and other cancer illnesses.
Making Strides gives you an opportunity to learn what to expect and how to survive this and come out ahead on the other side.
I started doing advocacy work for breast cancer, for research, and I really wanted to understand how breast cancer is diagnosed. I wanted to understand why African Americans die at a higher rate than others. I just felt that it's important to be an advocate because health equity is achieved when everyone have equal access to treatment for breast cancer, regardless of your color, your race, or your socioeconomic status.
I think making strides is important to Kansas City to let other survivors know that there's a process and a journey to this, and you can beat it. Being able to meet with people who are encouraging and sharing their stories is uplifting and helpful for the whole journey.
There's so many people in the Kansas City area who have or have had breast cancer, and it's through participating in events like Making Strides Against Breast Cancer where we can help to prevent this from occurring again and to help in the prevention and research for this horrible disease.
The American Cancer Society offers so many amazing resources that are funded directly from Making Strides, like Road to Recovery, which is an awesome resource that cancer patients of all different diagnoses can take advantage of. And they bring you 2-year treatment, 2-year appointments. For me, I'm really lucky that I had my mom and my fiance to drive me to every single appointment that I had. But so many people don't have that resource, and they end up missing appointments that are really, really pivotal, or they rely on public transit, and I just can't imagine doing that. So I'm so thankful to all of these resources that we're funding directly from Making Strides. As Kansas Cityans, I think we all see what amazing things can happen when we come together and we have such a passionate, amazing group of people that live here. So when we all come together for a cause like Making Strides and breast cancer awareness and research, we can make really big change